Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome back. This is me drawing every day in the new year, week number 15, I believe it is. I know this is on a Sunday, April 7th. It was a Sunday because this scene is all too familiar with me. Whenever I go to my sister's in Oakville, I have to go down to Union Station to catch a regional train, and I recognize the bench set up here. And I also recognize, as I continuously do this, that these Union Station drawings are practice sessions for me to draw subject matter at a distance, which implies that I can't draw all the detail in a particular person. For example, this woman in profile. I can't draw every wrinkle in her face because that would just make a bloody mess of her face. All I could do is draw the main features of her face in correct relationship with each other, and hopefully by doing that it'll kind of look like her, and it did. And again, this I think I just mucked up there. I went back on my word and tried to get too much information in that face, and it, as you could see, it just sort of was a blob of ink. Also, in addition to these types of drawings, when I feel like I didn't get enough out of the spread, I will just sort of cram drawings into it. And this particular gentleman was drawn on my way home on that same day. He was on the subway, and what caught my attention was his beard and his eyeglasses. And then he had these great big winter gloves on, which I didn't have a chance to draw because I think I made my stop at that point. But I love cramming subject matter into a spread and making it chaotic. I think that's the frugalness in me, just trying to get the most out of a spread. The next drawing is of a ginger root. I used charcoal pencil for it for the first time ever, I think. And you could see a small process video of how I drew this. I'll link it up above. And I think it turned out pretty good, except for this color part. I envisioned something a bit more punchy when it came to the color part. But you know what? That's what sketchbooks are for, working out ideas, seeing if certain ideas work or don't work, and moving on to the next spread, and trying to improve upon those ideas that you put down in a spread. So for the most part it worked, but that color part didn't. So I know that now, and I'll be moving on to another drawing with charcoal pencil and a color element and seeing if it works better in that one. Anyways, moving on to the next spread. My coworker Yanni and Elmer and a subway person, anonymous subway person. Looking at these spreads, I've drawn Yanni over several months now repeatedly. He's a common subject matter for my sketchbook, as well as Elmer. And right now, how I approach drawing is evolving in my mind, especially when it comes to people. It's not about drawing exactly the nose of Yanni or Elmer per se. It's about drawing the shape of it and trying to objectify those shapes and not labeling it as a nose. It's more like a half triangle, for example, or the eyes in profile. It's another angled triangle as opposed to Yanni's eye, and getting every eyelash in there and putting all those different shapes in proper relationship with each other, hopefully will result in a more accurate drawing. And that's where my mind is right now when I do cityscape drawings or other people drawings or whole bodies of people. It's about shapes versus the actual element that I'm trying to put down, if that makes any sense. Again, more practice. In this particular one, it was about practicing my line work and how do you define, for example, a highlight in the face versus the sort of cavity of the cheekbone underneath the cheekbone there, or the slight dip in the chin area. How do you do that with pen marks? That's what I'm exploring right now. Again, more practice. This particular spread tells me that I was just practicing. I've not yet reached the goal of being super proficient in pen drawing. It's still a challenge for me, and I like that challenge. It'd be boring if I got there already and just sort of rehashed the same thing. And the last spread for week number 15 of 2024 is some ink work. I have it in my mind, and I still will eventually get to it, is doing a fairly finished illustration of a Transformer mech ladybug. I don't know where that came from, and I have it in my mind to title it, what is it? Ladybug, the Ladybug, a Ladybug, and Spermia, for some odd reason. That really captures my imagination. And that, of course, all these ladybugs shifted me into drawing a grasshopper from some odd reason. Some psychology viewers out there, if that means anything to you, please drop a comment in the comment section below and tell me what my deeper thoughts are behind that. And that grasshopper led me to draw that chimpanzee. All practice again of with my fountain pen, and trying to be a bit more proficient with it with every drawing I do. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed this week's mini sketchbook tour. I hope you had a great week. I hope you will have a great week. See you then. Bye for now.